Hi, this is Christina here from Christina Articulates, and today I have a new review for you. And if you watched my latest doll hunting video, then you probably know what you're going to be seeing. And if you didn't, I'll put the link to that over here somewhere. But I found Holly and Poppy O'Hare from Ever After High, and I was pretty excited. If you actually watch the video, you can see that we were at Walmart, and I was disappointed that they didn't have it. And then we went to Target, and there they were. Target had done a full reset and had basically all the new stuff. So I was pretty excited. And I think that we won't waste any time. We'll just start getting right into the box. It's obviously a pretty substantial box since we've got the two dolls in it, but it's the same basic construction as the other Ever After High boxes. So it just has the plastic tabs in the back and the sides, and they come out really easy. I just use my scissors to pop them out. Okay. And then the front comes off like so. And there we are. I didn't really show you the box, but that's because the back of the box, there's not really much on there. You can see just these top sections are in English and the rest are all in other languages, so there's not that much text to see on the international boxes. But I'm actually going to get the dolls out of the box, and then I'll flip the camera around and you can we'll have a look at them. But I can see they've got a lot of attachments going on, so I don't think that there's I don't think anybody wants to watch me struggle with all these rubber bands. So I will see you in a minute. Okay, so here we have Holly and Poppy out of the box, and I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a trying experience. There were a lot of rubber bands and little plastic ties and plastic things holding every single piece of this in the box. Holly's hair was rubber banded to the box in like 4 places. Her braid was rubber banded to her arm in 2 places. Her dress was plastic tied to the box, and there was a piece of cardboard attached to both of their hands that was again plastic tied into her dress. So beware, those really teeny tiny ones, and if you're not careful you can put a pretty nasty hole in the dress. And then Poppy's purse was in like a little plastic cage that was tricky. But here they are, and they both come with a stand and a brush. I'm assuming Poppy's accessories are silver, so I gave her the silver stand, and Holly's are gold, so I gave her the gold stand, which makes sense. And according to their diaries, because they are twins, they're both the daughters of Rapunzel, only one of them can actually fulfill that destiny. So Holly is a royal and is destined to be the next Rapunzel, and Poppy is a rebel who's just kind of trying to find her own way. And so we'll start with Poppy, just because, and have a closer look at her. So first things first, her hair is completely gelled solid, so she's definitely going to need a wash. But overall, the color is mostly this auburn, this light ginger auburn color, but she has half of her head is dyed this nice bright purple, and then she has kind of a scarf twisted into it, but it's actually plastic, in a hot pink color. And her face, she has beautiful turquoise blue eyes and lots of light purple eyeshadow and a nice berry lip color. And moving down onto her outfit. Actually, let's look at her earrings first. This earring here, Poppy is a hairstylist, so we're going to see scissors a lot in her accessories. And she has a looped chain earring here with a scissor. And in her other ear, there's a tiny pair of scissor earrings if you can lift up the shelf of her hair here. And then moving down onto her outfit, she's wearing this scarf, which is again, it's molded plastic, but it has a lot of like cool knit looking detail with a poppy flower right there and some purple thread. And then underneath that, she's wearing a dress which has sort of like a braided rope pattern. It's mentioned in on the back of the box that Holly's hair can be woven into very strong ropes. So I think that's where the rope kind of detail comes from on both of them. She has, I'm trying to see if I can see underneath. Let's see if we can get the scarf off. The scarf opens in the back. Ooh, there we go. It's pretty tricky. Okay. So there she is. The bodice is pretty simple, just black and pink. And then she has a large braided belt. And there are, again, there's kind of shiny scissors in the pattern on the dress, which is an ombre pink and purple. And underneath that, she is wearing very cool leggings that have kind of like a weathered sort of leather look to them. And then on the outside, they have a mesh panel with, you know, crisscross that kind of looks like pink stitching. And then she has really, really great pink boots, lace up the front, and silver heels. And of course, on the heels, there are scissor details. And then her purse is a pretty, it's a fairly detailed little black bag. It has this pouch in the front, and in that pouch are 3 little accessories. So she has a tiny pair of scissors, a tiny little comb, and a clip like the hairdresser would use to section your hair. So those are pretty cool little accessories for a hairdresser, and I like that. I think she's going to actually be able to hold these scissors, so that's pretty neat. And I forgot to mention, lastly, of course, she has the traditional Ever After High ring, and hers is, of course, a pair of scissors. And then she has a large, really chunky bracelet on this wrist, which is chain and beads and just all sorts of fun stuff. So that's a basic look at Poppy. And then we'll bring Holly in and have a look at her. And of course, they have identical faces, and their eyes are the same color of that nice turquoise blue. Their lipstick may even be the same color, actually, it's kind of like a nice shimmery berry color. And Holly's hair, I mean, we definitely have to talk about the hair on the daughter of Rapunzel. It's long, maybe not as long as you would expect it to be. It comes about ankle length, which actually I think, as much as, you know, as an adult collector, I would love to see longer hair. I think that for play, much longer, and it might get a bit unruly. And you can see coming out of the box, it's pretty snarly and is definitely going to need a good brushing. But it's that beautiful gingery auburn color. And then on her head, she wears a purple translucent crown, which has flowers all over it. Maybe holly flowers. I actually don't know what holly flowers look like, but that's a safe assumption. Her earrings are hair brushes. So on one side, the brush part is facing forward, and on the other side, the brush part is facing back, but they are very, very cute. And then she has one braid here in her hair, because again, it's mentioned how strong her hair is when braided. And then as far as her outfit, we start with this lovely necklace, which is gold beads and a big white flower, 2 big white flowers. And then she's wearing, I'm going to put the camera down, a little sort of shrug top with sheer puffy sleeves that would make Anne Shirley so jealous. And they have this nice braided trim, which is really quite fancy for, you know, a little more fancy than I'm used to seeing on a doll. And her sleeves actually have the same pattern as Poppy's do. So that's one thing that they share as sisters. And then as for the rest of her outfit, basically a strapless dress with this top part is like a knit, very much like a sweater with a shimmer to it. It's like a light purple. And then she's wearing a large gold braided belt over that. And then the majority of her skirt is this nice, like, soft purple color that fades just into a bit of a deeper purple at the bottom, with flowers sort of drifting down and collecting near the hem with this shiny gold overlay pattern of like twisted and braided sort of, you know, just a braided twisted detail. And it's much longer in the back, and it has a tulle lining just to give it a little bit of, it just gives it a little bit of volume, but not too much. And then she's wearing net stockings, like many of the other Ever After High dolls. And her shoes are really, really neat. They're gold, and they have sort of like an antiqued texture to them, so they look a little bit darker and worn in places. And they have leaves and vines all over them. And then the heels is where it gets really cool. The heels are, I don't know how well you'll be able to see that. Let's get her hair out of the way. The heels are towers with the vines winding up. So that's sort of like a nice callback to her story and what her story will, you know, may be. And then lastly, she has a gold ring, which also looks like, yeah, it's definitely like a tower. Looks very much like a castle turret. And then on her other wrist, she has just a simple gold braided bracelet and a hot pink multi-strand bracelet as well. And so that's the doll. And then, of course, she also has a purse. And her purse is much simpler than Poppy's. It's hot pink with this with this oval quilted section at the top with this purple pattern printed on it. And then it's fringed. Obviously, it's all just molded, but it's made to look like, you know, really heavy pink fringe. So that is very cute as well. So I'm just going to, we'll move Poppy and Holly back together here. And there they are, the twin sisters, and, you know, with their faces right next to one another, you can really see that they definitely do share, you know, a head mold and the eye color and all things like that. And Poppy's lips may be a shade darker than Holly's, but I think they're pretty close as well. And just a final overview, we have, I'll put this back on, I think, when I turn the camera back off. But that is Holly and Poppy O'Hare of Ever After High, the daughters of Rapunzel. And I thank you for watching, and I hope that you come back and watch my next video. As always, there will be a detailed photo review of these two at christinaarticulates.blogspot.ca, which will be linked down below in the description bar, as well as links to my Tumblr, my Facebook page, and all of the other places that you can find me if you would like to. So please subscribe and like this video if you enjoy watching them, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.